Fam, I hope you all are doing well. It's been a little while since I jumped on here and done a reading. Took a little break, so we are grateful to be back in the flow of things. So let's pull some full moon messages. I think it's a full moon today, or was yesterday, and Western astrology is in Sagittarius. What guidance and information do you have for us, the collective, and whoever watches this full moon? What guidance and information do you have for whoever watches this full moon? Okay, we have the Lovers, Gemini, King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sag. I think Leo, I'm not too sure. Five of Swords, Five of Wands, so fives. Three of Wands and 10 of Wands. Lots of fire. So there's the Sag energy and Page of Swords at the base. So with the Lovers and King of Wands, I'm seeing like Source letting us know it's a choice for us to be in this King of Wands energy. King of Wands is confident in the reflections of Sagittarius, that is moving out of limitations, restrictions, even I wanted to say like toxic masculinity or femininity, toxic binaries as well. But this is a lot to do with our confidence, our leadership styles, our leadership systems, who leads and guides us as well, who we look up to, I'm seeing. So there's a harmony that's being called to take place. Trust is very significant. Yeah, it's a choice to trust, even if this is in your relationships. I'm also seeing like if you are feeling suspicious or at conflict in some way mentally and externally, yeah, you're being guided to trust your divine leadership style. Some of us need to step into our so-called masculine energy, or our focus on our passions, how we exert, Yeah, so there's a bit of a harmony that's being called to take place within these energies that so if we're feeling like naturally as if if we're feeling naturally more confident in an area, our ancestors are encouraging that. Unsatisfied desires. Yeah, so there could be things that some of us are struggling with, or maybe even because of the past, we are feeling, I heard detached, but not in a positive way. Or some of us need to detach. Because some of these things that are causing some of these conflicts or these struggles, sometimes in life we can't help what we are moving through, But some of these conflicts and struggles, chaos, change is because of change. And within that, there could be some burdens. So we're definitely called to let go of burdens. Could be like letting go of what other people think, because that could be the thing that's causing us conflict, because we are the King of Wands. Like this came up upright. So this means this is something that we already are, we're already embodying, or we have access to. Some of us with the different wands here like to do the math. So 5 of Wands to 10 of Wands, there's another 5. So there could be a few things that are causing us conflict. There could be a few things that we're called to take action towards, or we could be taking action towards something with a burden on our shoulders that we need to release. So it could be a good time to, if you do burns, like if you write things down and burn them as a form of fire release, that could work. So you could write down like, this is what I'm releasing at this time that I'm no longer wanting to carry. If you don't want to use fire, you can rip up the piece of paper and put it in the rubbish. The use of the fire element is important with this full moon. So candles, sun, if you can have access to sun. It's been pretty sunny the last few days, but I think the rain, since today it's been overcast, and I feel like the rains are coming for a couple days. So yeah, the fire element, candles, really, fire ritual, even smoke, incense, burning. Yeah, I was gonna say 10 to 3, so that's 7, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so protection is really important with this full moon, doing some protection ritual. So you could just light a candle. You could write underneath it with a piece of paper saying, the Love is also relationships. So being confident in your relationships, or calling your relationships into harmony could be a thing. So you could be writing down like, my relationships are protected, my leadership is protected, my confidence is protected. Whatever you feel like you particularly need that if you have been in conflict with anything, anyone as well. or you've been carrying certain burdens, releasing those. You could even write down like what you're replacing the burdens with. So like, I'm letting go of this, I don't know, struggle or anger or conflict, and this is being transmuted into Three of Wands, expansion. Yeah, it's also defensiveness. Seven of Wands is a defensiveness. So some of you are letting go of your defense. Maybe you just don't need it as much anymore when it's actually burdening you. Yeah, once you let go of that, let's clarify Three of Wands a bit more. Let's clarify Three of Wands. The Hermit. Yeah, there's healing. Some of you might need some support with that healing. So maybe like some counsel, could be some sort of therapy, could be somatic healing. Some of you could be going on an expansive journey or study or whatever, where it's like quite solo, so you're doing something on your own. You could be learning something on your own. There's a lot of emotion. I saw Queen of Cups. There's a lot of emotional wisdom that is within this Hermit energy. This is Virgo. So through all this conflict, this chaos, this change, this burdening or whatever, carrying of stuff, it's like you're gaining this emotional intelligence once you release the extra stuff that isn't needed. Three of Wands is the ships coming in cards. So that's like after you've made a choice, the Two of Wands, after you've made a wise decision, what you have been asking for, what is aligned for you kind of comes in or grows. But it's definitely looking like a journey for your soul and your spirit to find that on their own, if that makes sense. Doesn't mean you're alone, but you know, it's kind of giving like people can tell you to be confident all day. Like I can tell you to be confident all day, but you still have to go through that internal journey, looking within yourself. Yeah, I heard like finding the gold within yourself. Let's pull from here. Confirmation of this information to us love at high frequency truth, justice, and peace. And what guidance and information you have for this collective watching this video. We have the bee. It says goals, labor, sweet, protect, sting, fly. So you might be quite busy. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of work or mahi that you've been putting in, energy you've been putting in. Definitely protected as well, so no need to like worry about anything. You are an alchemist, mystic, seer, prophet. Yeah, and that's alongside King of Wands. So yeah, you can be confident in yourself because you have already like alchemized so much and done so much already. You are in harmony. Burst, pierce, drip, ebul, sacrifice, flow, bleed. Some of you might be getting tattoos soon, or there could be a sacrifice. Some of you could have cut yourself recently. Piercings are significant. Some of you have been like betrayed or feel like you've lost something in the past. Something about DNA as well with the blood. But I feel like you're alchemizing that. You're alchemizing, like, you know, I think of Ibu, I think of Ifa and the sacrifice that is made. So if you're unfamiliar with Ifa is a Yoruba spiritual system, and Ibo is made, so blood sacrifice is made, not of humans, of animals at times. It's very systematic, it's blessed, it's for a reason, but that bloodshed is the sacrifice. And so even though there can be like pain or loss, it transmutes into divine protection, it transmutes into offering for us. I have this card. Don't mind them. Someone around you may be a little or a lot bit narcissistic. It's not yours to carry, do you? So that's for someone. There could be someone around that you have been in conflict with that is a bit self-centered, or could be you as well. Could be your own ego that you're battling with. Yeah, so make sure not to carry the burdens of others when they are only caring about themselves as well. I bring change and healing within my community. You are protected from past toxic energies and people. The pain and rage you transmute is becoming sustenance for a new life, an experience of healing, warmth, and prowess. You are a powerful leader to all. So that's a great affirmation for you all. For us, this full moon, I bring change and healing within my community. Maybe that's the burden some of us are carrying, because this is a collective reading. I'm also saying like we don't have to carry like the narcissism of, you know, like the systems that tell us to be narcissistic. Like we don't have to carry that. We also don't have to construct things out of a narcissistic mindset, you know. So making sure to stay grounded as well, but that doesn't mean that we aren't confident. And I think a lot of us are used to like masculine energy with the King of Wands being supposed to be masculine energy, being narcissistic, toxic, right? But maybe some of us are learning how to carry our masculine energy, whoever you are, doesn't matter, gender, no gender, doesn't matter. Our external expression, passion and confidence in a way that is healthy, in a way that brings change and healing. Yeah, so some of us could be a bit burdened. So maybe some of us need to release some of those burdens. Like, we don't have to feel burdened doing the mahi. Yeah, give yourself permission to not feel burdened. I understand that, like, sometimes I can feel a bit burdened. Like, some of the mahi that I could be doing could be a bit heavier. Could be a reading, could be art that I'm doing for a cause, or people that are going through, like, quite intense circumstances. So it can be a lot, it feels like, to carry, but it doesn't have to be like that. And I feel like I learned that a little while ago. I actually had an experience where I felt like I was friends with someone that carried a lot, and it's like perfectly okay, but I felt like my ancestors were like, you don't have to be like letting these things overburden you. Carry what you can and keep doing what you can to help for these certain causes or people or whatever, but it doesn't need to be like override my whole entire being. And I felt like it was overriding someone else, and I'd picked that up from them, so I actually had to unlearn that. Yeah, that's also something with like projecting. I don't know, sometimes we can want others to share the load with us. We might not realize that we're like projecting that too. So I don't know, just some thoughts. 911933, the divine. Samai for Nunam, those are the infinite ancestors, have opened doors and are right by you. Also issue. So there are doors that are being opened with 3 of Wands to through this newness. It's like something that's being subtracted out of the equation. It's like there was too much fire, there's a little bit less, and it's just enough. So some of you might need some cooling as well. So if you've been feeling quite fiery, so something also with like fire signs or people that are more predominantly fiery, like for me, feel like I've mastered the fire element in my life. It's easy for me to be passionate. It's easy for me to be fired up and angry. It's easy for me to, not always, but be confident. Like, it's quite natural, the fire element. Sometimes I think, especially with Western astrology, I found like being a Leo, it's like you try to start embodying that Leo energy when sometimes what you actually need is water, or you need air, or you need earth. So yes, you could be an Aries, you could be a Leo, you could be a Sagittarius, and that's great. But just because you have clocked that you're this fiery person, Western astrology or whatever astrology, it's always important to look at your own indigenous systems and cultures. If that's your indigenous system, then that's fine. But if you can find like the divinities, the Aotearoa, the gods, the forces of nature that reside with you or that you connect with outside of astrology or Western astrology, I find that it's also positive, because sometimes we can be operating out of fire and there's too much, because there's a lot of fire here. There's some air as well and earth, but not much water. So some of us are needing some water. So go hang out by the water, stay hydrated, water cleansing, to bring some coolness to all this heat and tension. Yeah, coolness is important. I feel like, and it's easy for fire signs as well to be like, I'm a fire sign, and be really like stoked about it, which is like great, be stoked, but sometimes that can be ego as well. Okay. One more. Your standards of living are different from others. Make bold choices and do not measure your wealth by the world to activate your strength and heart. But also in saying that, like, if you need more fire, like you've been lacking that, then definitely go hard. Okay. Yeah, this is the Hermit energy, like doing things your own way, following your uri, your higher guidance, your higher wisdom, your soul, your spirit, your kra. So don't be afraid to make the choices that you need to make confidently. Yeah, and don't measure your wealth by the world's or by other people's, because that's what might cause conflict and tension and burdening. when that's not even your way or style of doing things. So some people might be trying to force their style of doing things onto you, where it's like you already know that you do things in a different way. But yeah, just to confirm again, doors are opening for you that maybe weren't open before. You could also experience like what I would call a quantum leap. So going from one kind of experience to another quite quickly, especially after alchemizing. So like letting go of conflict, things that are bringing you down, narratives that are bringing you down, the burdens that you've been carrying from them, and you just kind of, it kind of looks like this collective that this resonates with are taking like a good like 3 steps forward. This 10 of Wands also symbolizes an ending, and then it goes straight to 3. So yeah, it's like 1, 2, 3. Some of you could experience a growth in your business, your projects, after going through a lot of work and struggle. Some of you could be making a choice when it comes to your passions and like creativity as well, that's going to like grow you, and it could be to do with community. Oh look, the Cups fam, 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. So you could be offered something that's going to fill your cup. Could be anything, like could be something that just makes you feel good, could be something, some sort of love shared, could be within community, so community setting, something that is like really emotionally satisfying. And I'm also seeing like there's lots of healing for this collective, this full moon, especially when it comes to like, again, the 5 of Swords, 3 of Swords, pain that we've experienced from the past that keeps us stuck in like mental loops. Like, so maybe like you went through a shitty conflict with someone and it made you feel like, oh, I can never do that because that's how they made me feel. It's something, seems like something you're working through, and it could be to do with independence and self-sovereignty. The Devil, 9 of Swords, or 9 of Coins, the High Priestess. Yeah, you're a self-sovereign being, detached from any toxic ways of being or people, and free yourself. I feel like you have your own wisdom. If you want to achieve something, you can. It's not for another human being to tell you like you can do this and you can't, you know. If it's, especially if it's bringing change and healing to community, to yourself, to your own womb. Yeah, some of you might need some rest just to reactivate your confidence as well.